Comprised of 80 members, the African Development Bank is one of the biggest financial institutions in the region. It is aiming to create a pool of knowledge to support various projects, as well as economic growth and development on the continent. Our Kim Ji-yeon sat down with the incumbent 8th president of the African Development Bank.
Hello, President Akinwumi Adesina. Thank you for sitting down with me.
Great pleasure to be with you.
And it goes without saying that the potential of Africa's economies is immense, as you said, with the vast natural resources and all these developments of diverse cultures and geographic advantages. Some of the aspects South Korea relatively lacks, in my opinion. In the case of Korea, it was a donor recipient country, and it has developed immensely over the past several decades. What does that process, industrialization process, mean for Africa?
Yeah, you know, every time I look at Korea, I'm always amazed. I look at the per capita GDP of Korea in 1960-63 with $100 per person. You look at it today, it's about 31,000. And the key is, the lesson from that is that vision matters. Political commitment matters. Consistency matters. So we have, you know, fantastic partnership with the government of Korea in many areas. In a joint thing funded by Quafec with us in Tunisia, where they're using drones technology to help with monitoring the potential of agriculture all across Tunisia. You know, I want to see a lot of joint ventures between our young people and those in Korea. So that's just some of the things that we are trying to make a partnership, not an aid-dependent partnership. I don't believe that Africa will ever develop with aid. No, Africa will develop by the discipline of investments, and that's what we are trying to do.
Okay. We'll go on with South Korea hosted the annual meeting of the African Development Bank last year. What particularly stood out is that member states call for coherent, consistent policies that can withstand changing African governments. Do you think governance reform is key in carrying out the developmental goals set by the bank?
For me, one of my memories from Busan was the great COAFEC meeting we had to discuss with Korea about, first and foremost, learning from Korea's own experience, and then looking for financial agreements or cooperative agreements or what we can do together to fast-track Africa's development. You know, stability is really key. Policy consistency is key. Africa is actually doing so well right now in terms of that. You see a lot of democratic elections being held. You know, 1/3 of all the global business, investment, regulatory reforms were actually done in Africa. So the environment for investment couldn't be better.
Seoul's initiatives in Africa, such as the Semaul Undong movement, I don't know if you've heard of it, Korea Africa Aid and Investment and the Knowledge Sharing Program are being carried out. Do you think these initiatives are helpful in strengthening inclusive growth in Africa?
Absolutely. I think the Semaul Undong is a great program. It's a program that allows people to see that they can do great things by having confidence in themselves, and also how they work together, the sense of community. You know, the countries where we've worked on this together, like we have it in Ethiopia, we have it in Cote d'Ivoire, it's been very, very successful.
Equatorial Guinea is to host this year's annual meeting in Malabo. What do you expect in the next round?
The focus is going to be on regional integration and this year. And of course, regional integration is so important because Africa just launched the Continental Free Trade Area. That Continental Free Trade Area is going to be worth $3.3 trillion. That is the largest free trade area in the world since the WTO was created in 1940. So that tells you that there's a lot of opportunities in various sectors across Africa.
Thank you for your time, President Adesina.
Thank you so very much. It's a pleasure being with you.